Alright, John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today we're going to show you the newest addition to our showroom, a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle Ss 396. Now this car is done, obviously, as you can see, nice bright red exterior in the car. Paint's nice, smooth and shiny all the way around. All the bright work, same way, nicely polished all the way around. Good and straight, and again we'll just point out what bits and pieces are on here, that way you know what the car comes with. And of course you can see it does have the white SS stripe on the car also, and that is it is painted on, it feels like. So yeah, so that's actually a nice looking job there. So it does have the SS hood on it. It's got those dual scoops with the bright work as far as the grills go on those. Again, the hood's in good shape, and we'll look at the fit and finish of that once we get to the front end of the car. Obviously on our Chevelle here, we've got the wheellet moldings on all four wheels here. You can see the wheels themselves. These are the 14-inch Magnum 500 style SS wheel, and you can see it's got the beauty ring and the center caps with the SS logo in the center of those caps. Also, you can see the SS 396 badging here on your front fenders. Now, as we work our way back now to the door, you can see our gaps here on the door, front to back, very uniform, and the alignment on the door, again, up and down, as far as your elevations, matching up with fenders and quarter panels, everything all in line with one another here. Again, fitment's been done and gone over. Everything looks very nice. As far as the mirrors here, you can see we've got just the driver's side mirror. It is done in chrome, and the glass is in good shape. Chrome is in good shape. We've got the bright drip rail moldings, the rain gutter itself as we run our finger through it there, nice and smooth the whole way up around the top side there. As far as the glass here in the side, on our driver's side, again, this is no chips, no cracks. It's excellent condition, and it is slightly tinted, both your door window and your quarter glass. As we look down at the door handle here, that's done in chrome, and again, there's no pitting whatsoever on that chrome door handle. We'll open our door up. Obviously, the door handles work. As you look inside, you're going to see full black interior, front bucket seats with the headrest. It's got the factory dash in it, factory instrumentation. It does have aftermarket instruments down below the dash, a 3-gauge cluster, which is going to consist of your voltmeter, oil pressure, and water temperature. Does have a nice wood grain style steering wheel, the tri-bar steering wheel there with the Chevy horn button in the center. It's got a factory AM radio in it with factory heater controls too. Of course, it does have the SS 396 badging over on the glove box side of things there, and it does have front seat belts on the car as well to keep you legal. Has speakers in the rear package tray also, but again, in these cars, most people are more interested in the sound of the motor than what they are the actual radio that's in them. As far as the seals and weather stripping on the car, seals are nice and soft and complete. There's no rips or tears in any of them. Same thing with like your, they call it the roof rail weather stripping here. There's no pieces missing out of it, no rips, no tears. Nice and soft the whole way around. So all your windows should seal up very, very nice. We shut the door and it closes nice and easy. Matches right up with that quarter panel. We'll come back to the rear of the car here, and I'll go over the tire size here as we get to the other side, because most of the time I don't have a whole lot to talk about once we get over there. So as far as the rear of the car, again, nice big chrome bumper here. Trunk lid fits really nice here, as you can see the gaps and your elevations of this. When you match them up with your rear quarters, they all match up really well. As far as the rear window here, it's tinted as well. No chips or cracks in that rear window, and you can see your bright work, that molding that goes around the window, in very nice shape. As far as badging and emblems, we've got the Chevelle down here on the rear trunk, here with by Chevrolet underneath it. You've got the SS 396 right in the center of the tail panel. And then further down here we look, and we can see the exhaust. It is a dual exhaust, complete all the way from front to back. and it ends with these nice chrome slash cut oval exhaust tips. Now we will go ahead and open up our trunk. That way we can show you exactly what the inside of that looks like. So first, the key does work the lock. Opens up very nicely. The hinges and the spring for the trunk, those are all functioning as they should, since they're all holding everything up on their own. You can see your trunk weather stripping here all the way around. Nice and soft. Again, meets right together here in the center. It's going to seal up very, very nicely for you. The underside of the trunk lid painted the same red as the exterior of the car. Now, inside the trunk, we have a nice trunk mat here, carpet. Matches real good with everything else. It's kind of the same cut and everything as what your carpeting would be on the interior of the car. And then, of course, you've got the insulation. And then underneath that, you've got a nice trunk in here, nice trunk floor. Again, painted the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint. All your drain plugs are in place. Trunk floor is good and solid from front to back. So that is your trunk. So we'll go ahead and close this up. There we go. And again, sometimes you'll have to, give it a little bit of something there to close it. Because again, whenever these people put newer seals and weather stripping on, they can be, cumbersome to get closed sometimes. But tail lights and all that stuff, all in great shape. There's no chips, no cracks in any of the lenses. Again, now we're on the passenger side. So now we've already gone over the wheels, so now let's go over the tires. Obviously, you can see these are Cobra Radial GT tires. The sizes on all four of these are 225, 70 R14s. And again, like I said, all four of them, same size, same name brand, same tread pattern. So when it comes time to rotate tires, you're going to be able to jack this up and just flip-flop them front to back, no problems whatsoever. Now as far as our door, we'll get to our panel fitment now. Your door on the passenger side, you got your gaps here front to back, very uniform. Again, all the adjustments, your height, your elevations with your fender and quarter panel, everything all in alignment, all body lines all lining up as well. On the passenger side now, your glass here, no chips or cracks in that, either the door nor on that quarter window glass. Your bright work here, your drip rail moldings, those are all in great shape. And again, as we run our fingers through here, nice and smooth in the rain gutter. We'll open up our door and we'll take a look from this side of the interior now. Again, you'll just notice that your seat upholstery there, no rips or tears there. Carpeting, same thing, no rips, tears, no fading. Of course, you can see it does have the center console in. That's the 4-speed center console. The factory dash and the dash pad itself, no cracks in that either. So all of your interior is in really good condition on this, including all of your weather stripping and seals on the passenger side as well. Good and soft the whole way around. Even your seal on the quarter window there is very nice. Again, this stuff looks like it's been put on fairly recently. Again, door shuts nice and easy. As we come around now, we've got the fender mount antenna, the matching badging on the fender here on the passenger side, and now we'll come around to the front of the car. So again, this is just your typical 69 Chevelle front end. You can see it's got the quad headlights up front, so you've got your low beams, your high beams set inside, glass lens, sealed beam lights here. No chips, no cracks in any of those lenses. The grille is in great shape too. It's not broken anywhere. All complete, all intact with your SS396 emblem right in the center. The front bumper itself is in good condition too. And then as far as your hood that we kind of started with, you can see your gaps the whole way around the hood there. All very nicely adjusted. Elevations with the front fenders fitting very well too. As I said, this is an all steel SS hood, and it's got those kind of those dual scoops on it with the grills at the back sides here, again in good shape. Windshield, same thing, no chips or cracks in the windshield. Again, you've got your tinted section up top, and then it gradually fades as it comes down. You've got your molding here, your bright work all the way around the window. Those are in good condition. And again, the windshield wipers, if needed, are in good condition. What we'll do next is we're going to go underneath this hood. Okay. Just took me a little longer there. I'm fighting a bad shoulder here, but we got the hood open now. Again, the hood latch works. The underside of the hood painted the same red as the exterior of the car. As you can see, all the hood insulation all intact, and it's not ripped up, not torn up. Everything looks very good underneath here. Your hood hinges and your springs, those are working as they should. Of course, the engine compartment itself, all blacked out. You've got your black inner fender wells, the black cowl behind the motor there, and then of course you've got the big block motor sitting here. So what this motor is, it's not the original numbers match motor, but it is a 396 3¼ horse big block Chevrolet motor. As you can see, it's got a chrome Holley air cleaner on top. Underneath that, it's got a dual feed Holley carburetor, 4-barrel carburetor, get you a little more fuel there. And then sitting underneath that is an all aluminum Edelbrock Performer intake there. That's going to deliver the fuel and the air a lot better for you too. Nice set of chrome valve covers with chrome breathers on it. And it's had a slightly upgraded ignition system to it too. HEI distributor at the back. Of course, a set of upgraded newer plug wires there too. Now this car is power steering and power brakes. It's power disc brake up front, drum in the rear, and that's kind of your typical setup back there. And it does have the emergency brake all hooked up and functional too. Now as far as the rest of the motor goes, to help it breathe, dual headers here. Again, these are long tube headers going into the full dual exhaust all the way back through a set of Flowmaster mufflers and then ending up at the tailpipes that we showed you when we were at the rear of the car. As far as cooling this motor, we've got your factory style radiator up front, nice big radiator there. You've got looks like a 6-blade aluminum fan there to help cool things, and it does have the shroud on there as well. Alright, so we are underneath our 1969 Chevelle here, SS 396. We're going to go through this thing front to back, show you the steering, suspension, driveline, frame, floors, braking, all of that stuff. We're going to go through that right now with you. So starting here at the front of the car, we'll go over the suspension. So starting here right in the center, stock front cross member, you've got your stock upper and lower control arms on this vehicle, ball joints out at the ends, as well as the bushings here at your mounting locations. Those are all in good condition and everything's been greased and maintained. As far as the steering goes on this car, it is a power steering car. Tie rods are located to the front of your control arms here, but everything is nice and straight. All the ball joints have all of the rubber dust boot covers on them to keep that grease in, dirt and debris out. And as far as the braking system on the car, it is power brakes, disc up front, drums back on the rear of the car. And in combination with the front suspension, it does have the sway bar up front, sway bar bushings at the frame, as well as the end links, all of which are in good shape. Now let's keep on the theme of the suspension. We'll go back here to the rear of the car next and go over the rear suspension on the car. So as you can see, it's got the boxed in lower control arms here. This is just your typical metric 4-link rear suspension. It does have the sway bar back here also. So that's going to help this car considerably as far as the handling characteristics of it. Just your typical rear coil springs here too. You do have a 12-bolt rear end here, and that is a posi, or it's not a posi unit, it's a 276 gear that's in that rear end. Now, as far as wheels and tires, it has the 14-inch wheels. These are the steel, like the Magnum 500 style SS wheels. They do have the center caps on them as well. So everything all matches with the SS badging and everything with this car. Now as far as the drive line, we'll go over that next. It does have a 396 cubic inch big block Chevrolet motor in it. However, it is not the numbers match motor, but it is a 396 3¼ horse motor. Behind that, we have a Saginaw 4-speed manual transmission, and it does have the flywheel cover on the front. so that's going to help keep everything from out of that flywheel, keep it from possibly cracking or chipping a tooth off of it. The drive shaft, that's a balanced unit obviously, and we've already discussed the 12-bolt rear with the 276 gear. Now as far as the oil pan on the motor, everything around the transmission, even that rear seal where your slip yoke slides into it at, everything looks nice and dry underneath here. As far as the exhaust system, that's the next thing that kind of stands out to you. It does have the long tube headers here coming off of that big block Chevy motor, dual exhaust, crossover pipe, and then it does have the dual Flowmaster mufflers here on the car, and then the correct style of tailpipe up over top of the rear end, exiting out right underneath the rear bumper of the car with a set of chrome oval slash cut exhaust tips. Now as far as the frame and the floors go, of course a Chevelle full frame car, so all of the frame rail sections in the car are nice and straight all the way back. The floors are actually in really good shape too. The floors, you can see all the bracing there, all the stamping lines and marks are in there as well. Same thing with all your drain plugs and so forth, those are in there as well. Now the only cutting or whatever that I see here is just what they needed to do for the shifter lever there for the transmission here. So that's all I see. As far as the rest of the frame, you do have your cross member here for your transmission. That's nice and straight. The actual mount for the tail shaft is in good condition. And like I said, all the frame rail sections all the way to the back of the car all look good. The trunk floor, from what we can see, all looks good. The fuel tank for this car, it's down here also, and it does not have any dents or dings in it. All of the mounting hardware, the straps, the bolts, all of that stuff is all in good shape. All the fuel and brake lines all run right now inside the frame rails here, nice and neatly. Like I said, you've got all the box control arms. It does have the emergency brake all hooked up on it too, so all of your cables coming all the way from the front, your intermediates and the rear cables all hooked up and all functioning here as well.